Hey, it's meteorologist Cory Reppenhagen here with the 9 News Weather Impact Team with a look at your forecast and a little beyond the forecast, a little bit more detail than you might see in a 3-minute weather segment on the local news television station. So what we'll have in store for today as this winter storm system starts to make an impact on the area. The snow will be heavy in the southwest San Juans, a little less in the rest of the mountains. And here on the Front Range, we do expect to see some rain, but unfortunately, it looks like we'll be mostly dry slotted in this storm. So we'll have very limited, scattered to isolated chances to pick up a little bit of rain every here and there starting this afternoon, maybe early afternoon. So let's take a look at that forecast right now. You can see the satellite and radar picture at the moment showing some scattered showers out there in the mountains, snow and rain showers in parts of the western slope there. The really main focal point of this storm, you can already see it starting to take shape there in the southwest Colorado and parts of the western San Juans. That snow should stay pretty heavy and persistent through the rest of today and maybe into tomorrow morning. For the rest of us, it'll be mostly isolated shots at snow. It won't be this consistent snow coverage for a long period of time in our part of the mountains here, and then on the Front Range I'll show you in a few minutes, but you can see the center of this storm system circulating out there in northwest Arizona, and so that is not a very great location for the northeastern part of Colorado, which includes Denver, and this storm system will generally track down towards the south. So here's the winter alerts that are in place. Red is the winter storm warnings, where we have the potential for 1 to 3 feet of snow in parts of the San Juan mountain ranges, where the winter storm warning is in place until Sunday morning. And then the blue areas are winter weather advisories, where we could see anywhere between 3 and 8 feet in those other parts of the mountain ranges here across Colorado, and that does include Pikes Peak. Should get a good bit of snow up on Pikes Peak once again. But these winter alerts go through the day Saturday into Sunday. But if you look at the computer forecast model here, this is the Euro, which is showing, it's still showing a good 1 to 2 feet in the pink areas there in parts of the San Juan mountain ranges. So a very good chance we'll get about 2 feet of snow out of this storm, although isolated spots could get more than 2 feet, and we're talking about the high peaks, where not probably above the mountain passes, to get the 3 feet of snow. And you see Silverton with 10.7 inches. This particular models come down a little bit for Telluride there with 3.5 inches. I'll show you another one that has maybe a little bit more snow accumulation in Telluride, but it looks like they're kind of coming down a little bit on the lower elevations and maintaining the snow at the higher elevations. So when you see that more than a foot of snow, will mostly be the mountain passes and the mountain peaks here. And you see the rest of the Colorado mountains should get some snow, although the focal point is very obvious with this storm system in southwest Colorado. Could get upwards of 3 to 8 inches in some parts of the other mountain ranges, but the mountain towns with this winter storm will probably be a little lacking outside of the San Juans. So places like Winter Park, Steamboat, Vail, Summit County towns, Leadville, those areas, even Aspen, not looking at a huge amount of accumulation with this storm system, as we mainly stay on the dry side of the downslope. And so when you look at the futurecast here, kind of shows that with the southwest San Juans getting that persistent coverage of snow where it just continues throughout the day. Everywhere else it's more isolated and scattered, where the showers come and they go. And this is the interesting thing to look at here is the kind of arm that reaches out the precipitation out onto the eastern plains. It really does look like the Front Range will stay in that kind of dry slot for a very bulk of this storm, because the southwest winds will mainly downslope and we won't get as much upslope on our side of the mountains. So that means the Front Range ends up staying relatively dry throughout this storm as you put the storm into motion all the way to 11 o'clock. Very limited chances for rain here on the Front Range, and it stays in southern Colorado fairly persistent all the way through the late morning hours on Saturday, even into Saturday night. So let's zoom in on the Front Range to look at those chances here. In between 3 and 6 o'clock tonight is when we'll probably have our best chance to get widespread showers here. You can see on this particular forecast model showing a wave of showers in the Denver metro area around 3:30, 4 o'clock, extending up the I-70 mountain corridor into Summit County. And honestly, in that 3 to 6 p.m. window, I think will probably be the best chance for us to pick up any precipitation here on the Front Range, because it starts to dry out very quickly after about 6 o'clock, and we only get isolated showers. So the main message there is that not all of us will get precipitation. Those that do will not get very much, and it won't last very long. The eastern plains is starting to come up a little bit on precipitation chances as that branch of precipitation extends and lasts a little bit longer on the eastern plains. And then we'll get a little bit of a kickback of some upslope as the storm exits the area on Saturday morning, and those winds will wrap around and come out of the northeast and push some upslope air against the Palmer Divide and parts of the foothills, and we could get another wave of showers here in the Denver metro. And most likely, unless that upslope ends up being very strong, it'll only include the south metro, so maybe just areas south of I-70. Not looking too good for the northern Front Range from about Boulder, Weld, and Larimer counties. Not looking great for precipitation out of this storm, and that's not good because we have our drought monitor was just updated yesterday, and we have about a little more than 40% of the state is currently experiencing at least moderate drought conditions, which is a level 1 out of 4. But we did just add a level 3 extreme drought polygon here back to the Front Range, and it includes a lot of northern Boulder County and southern Larimer County, as well as just a little piece of Weld and Grand counties as well. So that extreme drought has returned, and this would be the exact area that has the lowest chance to see any meaningful precipitation out of this storm system. So, and we are also going into a period of the winter where it is our driest time of the year. So December, January, and February are the 3 driest months of the entire year on the Front Range. So you want to have you don't want to go into the winter with drought conditions, because you'll likely come out of it with drought as well, because we get very little precipitation over the winter, mainly just in the form of dry snow here on the Front Range. So we might not see the precipitation that we were hoping for on the Front Range, but everybody will have a chance to see the coldest temperatures of the season so far, which is a little embarrassing or sad to say that 38 degrees would be the coldest temperature that we've had so far this season. But it's true. The 39 degrees in Denver is the coldest temperature that we've managed to muster out here so far this season, as we have had one of the warmest falls that we've ever experienced. And but it does look like that 37, 38 degree temperature there on Saturday morning could be the coldest air that we've experienced, but not a freeze. So normally we have had 2 or 3 freezes by now, but we're still waiting for that first one, and it doesn't look like it's going to come in the month of October because the long-range computer forecast models are showing very little chances for cold air until Halloween night. So that would potentially deliver the first freeze on November the 1st, which would be the 4th latest freeze in Denver history. So when you look at the 7-day forecast here, here's how things have kind of changed over the last 24 hours. With Saturday morning having that very light push of rain showers, mostly on the southern metro, so only about 25% of us will see that Saturday morning rain, but it will stay relatively cool with high temperatures likely below 60 degrees. Could end up even being in the low 50s here if we don't get too much sunshine, which will kind of come and go most likely on Saturday. And then Sunday will start out cool in the morning, but have a fairly rapid warm up in the afternoon hours. There's still a chance that we could see an isolated shower here on the Front Range on Sunday afternoon as the storm system completely exits the region, but it'll most likely only cover about 10% of the area, and it will most likely only be a few drops of quick rain, so not enough to really put an icon to characterize that on the 7-day forecast. But just know that Sunday afternoon, just a slight chance of some isolated showers pushing through in the afternoon hours. And then Monday through Friday looks like one of those really amazing fall weeks with lots of sunshine and somewhat cooler and breezy temperatures as we go through the next weekend. So again, we'll probably be looking at one of the latest first freezes and one of the latest first snow accumulations in Denver history, because the week ahead after this is relatively mild. So hopefully that gives you some information there for your update on your weather forecast going through the weekend for your planning purposes and the week ahead. So thank you and have a great day. Enjoy your cool October-y weekend on the Front Range.